Next topic of discussion I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you saw it. I think I sent it in our group chat, but I wrote a top 50 players ranking, and you clowned on me for Marcus Smart not being in the top 50. I think
I was
half as a
probably
joke.
just joking.
Yeah, I don't think you actually saw it, but I got Brown and Tatum both in the top 50, and I want to see if you agree with some of these top 50.
And I thought Tatum was low for the people ahead of him.
You thought people like I had above him should have been
behind
like
him.
he's better than. Okay, we'll go through the rankings and we'll see if you agree. We don't have to take, too much time on this, but I'm just curious to see. So let me pull it up. Player rankings. Should have had it up, but underprepared. So yeah, top 50 player rankings. No Marcus Smart, unfortunately. Number one. I don't know if you disagree with this. I had Durant at number one. We'll just go top down.
Oh, Durant's probably the best player in the league. You could make the Giannis argument big time because he just won a title.
I got Giannis at two.
I think Durant had the best dominant playoffs out of anybody last season. I think he was the best player in the playoffs.
I got Giannis at 2, which I think is fair. I got LeBron at 3. I know you don't like him, but
no, it's probably fair.
It's LeBron.
Those two guys have passed him. He's got to prove himself again.
I got Curry at 4.
Yeah, Curry. The Warriors are going to be a problem this year.
They're nasty.
They're deep too.
I got Harden at 5.
Harden at 5, huh? That's fair. I mean, you can't really knock it that much. I would say maybe Luka should be above him, but
I think if Harden played every game, he would have won MVP. And that's a hot take, but I genuinely think if he played every game, he would have won MVP. Jokic.
Yeah, he probably would have.
Anyways, I got Jokic at 6. Kawhi at 7. This is assuming everyone is healthy. So Kawhi is at 7.
Well, he's not going to play.
I know. I'm just saying, if everyone in the NBA was healthy, this is where I would put him. Luka at 8.
See, I think Luka should be above those last two guys at the very least.
You think Luka should be better than Kawhi and Jokic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right now, I think so. I think out of those three, obviously Kawhi, even if he is healthy, he's coming off an injury, right? Even though it's kind of not the rules of your list, but whatever. But no, seriously, I think Luka has the best chance of being a leader on a winning team out of those three right now.
I agree.
To impact winning, Yeah. Harden, I'm fine with just because he's kind of similar to Luka. Even though, I don't know, maybe you put Luka above him because they're changing the foul rules this year, so Harden's probably going to be a scrub.
Hey, you never know about Luka.
Thank goodness.
He's
Luka's
well,
the same thing, but he's not as bad.
9 and 10, I got Embiid and then Lillard as 9 and 10.
Yeah,
fine there so far.
Maybe, I don't know. Now Lillard's weird because he's a really good player, but he never really wins.
You went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, yeah, but he's had some good playoff runs for sure. But recently, the team hasn't been doing good. It's tough. It's tough for me to buy into the hype of guys putting up monster numbers when they're playing with nobody else. Which isn't their fault. I
will say the Blazers have dealt with a horrendous amount of injuries.
No, they have for sure. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, if I said Lillard maybe shouldn't be there, it probably wouldn't be you because you understand. But Timmy would be not Timmy G. No, Timmy in particular. It's just the name.
The little kid Timmy. I understand.
Little Timmy would be but he averaged this many points per game last season. I'd be well, he had to take all the shots, so of course he did. Beal, even though Beal's probably gonna end up on the Celtics, I'm fully buying into that. I don't really care for it. I'm not super hyped about it, but I think he's a quality player, but I don't think he's as good as everybody says he is. He's just taking all the shots.
I got you. 11 and 12, I got Davis and Butler, Anthony Davis and Jimmy Butler. Thoughts?
I think Butler should be far lower.
Really? Why is this?
You know more about it than I do. You are the Heat guy, so I'm not going to really debate you, but I guess they figured it out last season, but he had a really, really poor start to last season.
He struggled in the playoffs is what happened. I mean, it's just hard for me. Less than 1 year ago at this point, Sam. Less than 1 year ago.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? I just it's hard to look past that. They struggled last year. I think a lot of people are gonna be back.
I don't dislike him either. I want that to be known. It's not a bias thing. I just think,
if anything, he should be your favorite player in the league. He did not make a super team. He went to his own team. He's doing it by himself.
He's very respectable. He plays hard. No, I respect the hell out of him.
I got you.
I don't have any problem with him.
I got you. 13, 14 guy you do have a problem with, Kyrie and Chris Paul. 13,
yeah,
14.
I think both there. Neither of those guys should be over Tatum, and I don't think Butler should be either. And who was 11? 11 was
AD,
Davis. I think Davis should probably be higher up. I don't know. Davis is probably right. I think Tatum should be right behind him.
Really? So you'd put Tatum above Chris Paul, Kyrie, and Jimmy Butler?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
It's not even close. Like,
wow.
I think seriously. I think Tatum. I mean, Butler did in the bubble, so it's really unfair. But I think, as of now, Tatum has the best skill set out of those three guys to lead a team as the best player on the team. Because Chris Paul is not the best player on Phoenix right now. It's Booker.
Okay. Yeah.
He's pulling the strings. Like, I understand there's more to it than being the scorer and everything like that. Like, there is a lot to it. But I think Tatum, his skill set, and I'm not like a super big Tatum guy either. Like, he's fine. He's on the Celtics fine. But I think his skill set now is starting to become better equipped to lead a team to winning than those three guys, especially Butler. I don't know. Butler I'm out on right now. He'll probably have a good season. But he got paid $50 million a year in an extension. That's ridiculous. They're going to regret that.
Okay. I disagree, but
you think he's going to be worth $50 million by the end of that contract?
End of the contract, maybe not. But I think right now you had to make that move to get him on the timeline. Same with Lowry, keep him around. And absolute worst case, right? You're paying a guy who's been, doing so much for your organization. Like it's like paying Marcus Smart a big deal at that point.
Oh,
right? Like,
it's a little different. It's like $33 million different.
In terms of price, yes, I understand.
I think any contract that's like over like 35 is a bad deal, no matter who it is, unless it's like KD.
Even Steph Curry, I mean.
Well, like, all right. So you got your tier 1 guys. So let's say like
I know. I'm fucking.
In the top 6 guys on your list, right? Like anybody outside of those guys that is not going to be a concrete number 1 on your team to win you a title should not get that much money. I don't care who it is. I would tell you Tatum. Well, Tatum's different because he's young. So he's on the up and Butler's on the down. But still, I would say that's a lot of money for Tatum.
I got you. Tatum is 15, right behind Irving and Paul. You can make an argument over Chris Paul. I was having a tough time between 16 and 15. I almost put Tatum at 16, but I ended up putting him at 15. Paul George is 16.
No way.
All right. Yeah, I knew you would say that. Anyways, Paul George 16, Devin Booker 17, Chris Middleton 18. Got thoughts on those next 3? I mean, they're below Tatum at this point, but Brown is yet to be named.
Booker deserves to be up there for sure. He just made the finals. Middleton won a title as largely the best scorer on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And last guy was Paul George. He's probably the worst out of those 3 for me right now.
All right. Fair enough. Letting them to the Eastern Conference Finals, but you make your arguments. 19 Bam, 20 Trey.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Bam is going to have a big season, I think.
I agree.
And Trae Young earned that after the playoffs, so it's fair.
21, 22, 23 is Donovan Mitchell, Drew Holiday, Bradley Beal.
See, I think Drew Holiday is way too high.
Okay.
I think he's way too high. I'm not convinced. This is kind of drastic. I'll follow through with it, but I'm not completely behind this anymore. But like, I'm not too much convinced he's that much better than Marcus Smart is.
That's egregious.
It's a hot take. I know.
That is absolutely wild.
So much. But no, seriously, like I don't know. He's all right. He's not. I'm gonna tell you, like, probably a bunch of players behind him are better. I think Mitchell's fine. Utah was the best team in the West record-wise. Let me ask you this.
Who would you rather have on your team, on the Celtics team right now, Drew Holiday or Bradley Beal?
Oh, that's a fit question.
I know. I just wanted to fuck with you. I knew your answer. No, yeah, I just think what Drew Holiday brings defensively is huge, and you could argue that for Marcus.
I just think he's more of a role player. When I hear him, I think more of a role player. Not that a role player is a bad thing. It's just like if you're gonna put him on a team, I don't know. If you switch him with Beal last season, that team doesn't make the play.
I guess so, but that's just because Bradley Beal can give you 40 a night. It's not like Jrue Holiday hasn't been like a 20-point scorer and the leader of a team, a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know it's tough. Player rankings are always hard, man, because
I agree.
It's subjective to what team you're on and how you fit, and like what style, like what role you play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I just think what Jrue Holiday brings, I think he's. This is gonna hurt me to say. I think he's a better version of Marcus Smart. I agree with you.
No,
The
he
same
probably
play type,
is. That's what I mean.
I just think that's what it is.
When I say he's not that much better than he is. He's a more proven version that's won a title and been on a title team. You know what I'm saying? And he was really supposed to be a main star at one point. It didn't. He went to New Orleans and it didn't exactly work. But
I mean, not that it was not his fault.
The team didn't have as much success.
Yeah, I think him and Anthony Davis should have done better than they did. The best they got was the second round of the playoffs, which is just meh. Anyways, we'll move on. 23 was Beal. 24, 25 is Gobert and Westbrook.
Westbrook's way too high. Way too high.
Really?
Westbrook's not better than Brown. See, this is where I start to think about it. Like, Jrue Holiday is not better than Jaylen Brown. Russell Westbrook is not better than Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
Gobert really is a role player. He is. He's a role player. His role is to block shots. He's not gonna. Jack. He gets exposed in the playoffs.
Okay. So Jason Tatum's a role player, and his role is to score baskets. That's just like the same thing you're saying.
If you put Rudy Gobert on, let's say like I don't know, let's say like Oklahoma City, because they really don't have anybody, right? And you put Jaylen Brown on Oklahoma City, they're gonna win more games with Jaylen Brown on their team.
Yeah, but you can't you can't use that argument for everything.
Yeah, you can. It is. When I think which player is better, if you have a blank slate team and you put that player on the team, that team is going to be better with the better player.
All right, let me ask you this. If you put John Collins on the Thunder versus Rudy Gobert on the Thunder, who wins more games?
Rudy Gobert.
I just don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
No, I think they win more games with John Collins, but that doesn't mean John Collins is a better player. If you put Zach LaVine on the Thunder versus Rudy Gobert, Zach LaVine's going to win the more games, but who's the better player?
Does he win more games, though? I don't know. Zach LaVine doesn't win very many games. That's the thing. He doesn't win a lot of games, Jack.
I know, and Rudy Gobert, the role he plays, and you can make a similar argument for Jrue Holiday. You can call them a role player, but if you're elite in that role, it makes you an elite basketball player.
No, it does, but I don't know. It's hard for me to put him above somebody like Brown. That's for sure. He's not better than Brown.
I disagree with you at this point, and I'm a Celtics fan. I think Rudy Gobert should definitely be above Jaylen Brown.
Or who was the other one that I got really pissed about?
Russell
Westbrook.
I
said Brown. Westbrook's not better than Brown right now. That's for damn sure.
So if you put Westbrook on the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Jaylen Brown right now, Jaylen Brown wins more games.
When's the last time Westbrook won anything? Even made like a good playoff run.
Sam, that's not fair in the slightest because Jaylen Brown's always been on better teams than Russell Westbrook.
He's been on better teams, Jack, but everybody always hypes up Westbrook like he's this amazing winning, like he's going to change your life.
I'm not saying that, but I think he would win more games if that's the argument. I disagree with this argument, but I think if you put both of those players in the Thunder, like individually, Russell Westbrook will win more games with them. It can score. He can give you 25 a night. You can argue efficiency, whatever. It's going to be an
inefficient 25. Still. I know you just said it, but it's not going to be an efficient 25.
He'll give you a triple-double every night. And I know you can say those are just stats, but he makes the players around him better, and that is a fact. That is 100% a fact. And I'm going to say this now, and you can say Bradley Beal in part in it. Russell Westbrook fucking dragged the Washington Wizards to the play-in last year. They went 17-4 or something to end the season. And it was not Bradley Beal doing that. I'm telling you that. It was Russell Westbrook. Right? So he dragged them, clawed them. In those last 20 games, he averaged something like 25, 14, and 15. You can say, oh, empty stats. He dragged them to the playoffs. Take Russell Westbrook off that roster and look at that team. You have Bradley Beal, and the next best player is what? Daniel Gafford, right? Like, that's impressive nonetheless. And you can gauge it off championships, but when you have Russell Westbrook with
it's not even championships. It's just more about like being on a team that's like legitimate.
What does that even mean?
Like, nobody thought the Wizards were worth anything last season at any point.
Yeah, and they made the playoffs.
Yeah, but like nobody thought them to even be like a title contender. Like I can't explain it to you. It's just like, and it's not even a bias thing because I'll tell you. Give me somebody else. Let's see. You said Westbrook, and then who else is like underneath him? Gobert's different. He's like more of a role player.
Bradley Beal is 23. Drew Holiday is 22.
No. Like that Westbrook is better than on your list.
Oh, I had Westbrook better than Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, but Towns, they never win.
Klay Thompson. That's not fair either because he's coming off an injury and that played a part in my ranking a little bit. Jaylen Brown is 28. There you go. Right next. So I'm just saying, and you're not gonna like to hear this either because injuries, whatever. Jaylen Brown wasn't even playing, right?
He wasn't playing, but he was hurt.
I agree. I know. I was gonna say the Wizards won just as many playoff games as the Celtics last year.
Well, the Celtics beat the Wizards in the play-in.
They did. They did beat the Wizards.
There you go.
I stand by that though. Russell Westbrook is better than Jaylen Brown right now, and it's not by much. It's about 3 spots. I had him better than, but I do think he's better. Like I said, 26, 27, 28 was Karl Anthony Towns, Klay Thompson, Jaylen Brown. Got any problems there?
You said, I think it's hard because like then I backtrack and I see it. If I feel like if Towns is on a team like that was, I don't know. I'm not sure at this point because Towns doesn't do anything up there, man. And like that team isn't horrible anymore. Like they have decent pieces. Like
yeah,
Russell's a decent player. Edwards is proving to be a good player. Like they should be better than they are.
I agree. And, I'm going to say this. I'm still backing the Russell Westbrook point because I think at this point, so many people have, shit on Westbrook that he's now underrated instead of overrated. I think if you put Russell Westbrook on almost any team in the NBA, they make the playoffs or at least the play-in. Any team. Except, I guess maybe not the Thunder, but like almost, like so I said, almost any team. I think you put Russell Westbrook on that team and they make the play-in at the very least.
I don't know about that.
All right, name a team. We'll play the game.
Houston.
100%. Christian Wood, Russell Westbrook, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. That is a play-in team. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Daniel Tice? You're telling me Daniel Tice is
Tice
the playoffs with Russell Westbrook? I think the Rockets with Russell Westbrook currently constructed would make the play-in. You're telling me they can't be the 10 seed?
10 seed play-in means nothing, Jack. Honestly.
Okay, fine. I think
I'm not trying to like dispute your argument because I think it when you put it like that, like 10 seed is like nothing, dog. Like
exactly. I'm just saying if you put Russell, otherwise, okay, the Rockets are probably going to be a bottom 2-3 team in the conference. I think if you add Russell Westbrook,
it's not that hard to not be like a bottom 4-5 team in the conference.
I'm just saying Russell Westbrook makes those around him better, and that's why I have him where I have him. Anyways, you'll be happy with these next two. Jaylen Brown was 28. I had 29, 30, 31. Ben Simmons, Zion Williamson, Ja Morant. Right there.
Ben Simmons. So he's definitely better than Simmons.
Mm-hmm. You can make the argument with Zion, but Zion, he's not done much yet. So it's hard.
Zion hasn't done anything yet. No, I'm with you. Ja hasn't really either. See, I want to throw Simmons under the bus and say he's not as good as those guys, but he's done more than they have.
Mm-hmm. Ja's made the playoffs, but that's about it.
That is true. They did make the playoffs.
And they won a game.
Good for them.
32, 33, 34. We can just start wrapping up this list. I'll give you my next 4. 32 was Sabonis. 33 was Julius Randle. 34 was Zach LaVine. And 35 was Brandon Ingram.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably fair. See, after this point, I kind of put them all at the same rank.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just running through the rest of the list just for the sake of it, and you can tell me if you have an issue. 36, I had Lowry. 37, I had De'Aaron Fox. 38, Jamal Murray, again, if healthy. 39, Gordon Hayward. 40, CJ McCollum. 41, Clint Capella. 42, Nikola Vucevic. 43, Mike Conley. 44, Tobias Harris. 45, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Van Vliet, Draymond Green, Malcolm Brogdon, Colin Sexton, John Collins. And that rounds out the top 50.
I think Draymond might be a little bit high.
That's fair. I just think it's hard to.
But I also think he's going to have a.
Yeah. I understand. Notable names left off the list, I believe, were the likes of Christian Wood, Jeremy Grant, Kemba Walker. I think those were the next three.
Taco, come on. Taco's